Abu Dhabi was amazing. The tournament, Jesus Christ, it was so much. Tough dudes this year. Holy shit.
Roberto Abreu, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Badass jiu-jitsu
He
guy.
won the absolute. He's amazing. This guy impressed the shit out of me. He's so big. He's a fucking ox, but he moves like a gazelle, dude.
Yeah.
It was incredible. There's a couple passes that he did just blew my mind. I'm like running it in. I'm on the plane on the way back going over that pass. I go, I can't forget that pass. I got to analyze it. It was amazing tech. There was at least 10 different techniques where I logged it in my brain. I got to go back and check that one out. Cyborg ended up winning. He ended up getting third in his weight. Buchecha won. And in the absolute, Cyborg took it all. He beat Buchecha in the finals. It was pretty,
What did Cyborg catch him with?
He beat him on points. Oh, catch you with. No, just points. And Kron, he is now in a select group that, man, I don't know if there's more than 3 or 4, but he submitted everybody in his weight division. He tapped everybody out. Jean-Jacques Machado was the first to tap everyone out back in 99 or 2000, one of those Abu Dhabis. 98, 99, Jean-Jacques Machado shows up to Abu Dhabi. He's the first superstar. Back then, everyone was having trouble with the submissions. A lot of the gi champions were having a little trouble submitting dudes without the gi. And the wrestlers, they didn't know how to pass the guard or submit anybody, but they could throw you around and you ain't taking them down. So a lot of boring matches in the early Abu Dhabi, and that's why the Sheik kept changing the rules, trying to work it all out. But then the next god who came and just submitted everybody in 2003 was Marcelo Garcia. He was the second coming of Jean-Jacques. First that was Jean-Jacques, Marcelo Garcia. And now, there have been other guys that have had a bunch of submissions in Abu Dhabi too. Haja Gracie's done a tremendous job. So many good guys out there. But as far as coming in and just submitting everybody in your division, maybe Haja did it too. I don't know. But Kron Gracie did it last weekend. He went through everybody. First we have Hickson, the first couple matches, he's just real chill, zen. And then when he beat Garry Tonon, you see Hickson jumping up, Kron lifts him up. Yeah, I never seen Hickson so happy.
Garry was trying to get him from the twister without actually, he was trying to get the twister before he even got the lockdown on the back leg. He was thinking about it early. He was thinking about putting, as the body triangle's wrapped around him, he's thinking of grabbing his neck.
Yeah.
Where's this kid train out of?
Garry Tonon, look him up, Tonon.
Dude, that transition where he took Kron's back is insane.
And not only, what Garry Tonon did, he ended up doing the absolute, and the first round he went against Buchecha, who won the heavyweight division, who is considered the best new heavyweight. Dude moves like a panther. Buchecha is, I think his name is Marco Almeida. Man, some of these Brazilians, I know them by their nickname, but their real name is it's hard to remember sometimes. But Buchecha, he wins the heavyweight division. Now he signs up for the absolute. First round, it's Garry Tonon, who's 170 pounds, against Buchecha, who just won the heavyweight. That's the worst possible draw. The smallest guy gets the biggest guy. And you know what? Buchecha couldn't tap him. Wow. It was a good match. Buchecha got all sorts of position on him, but Garry kept recovering, and Garry kept attacking. And then so he loses that right on points, but he didn't get put away. And then Jared Dopp did the absolute, and he beats his first guy and maybe a second guy, and then he gets hurt. He has to bow out. But, since he couldn't go, Garry Tonon, 170-pounder, who lost against Buchecha, who gave him a great match, they call him and go, dude, you're in. And he's like, oh, shit. So now he's going against Cyborg, who's like 240 pounds of pure leopard. You know what I mean? Like tiger.
And he's built like a brick shithouse.
Oh, yeah.
There's videos of him training, strength and conditioning online.
Yeah.
Pushing sleds and shit.
Huge. And you know what? Garry Tonon looked great, man. He was giving Cyborg fits. That guy's going to be a superstar.
Really?
Mark my words, yes. Just remember Garry Tonon.
Cyborg being
100%.
that big, and he must be, how young is this kid?
21.
Wow.
Strong as shit.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
He's not even a big guy.
Yeah.
Like I looked at the video of him and Kron. He's a,
Dude.
looks like a normal sized guy.
He's out of control. And he plays his best shit is part of the same style that I play. Garry Tonon plays a lot of prison guard. I don't know if he calls it prison guard. That's just what I named it. But it's like a head and arm from the bottom. It's basically it's Greco-Roman full guard game. That's what I call it. Prison guard. There's no
He's
name
a
for it.
brown belt.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And again, it's not something that I'm sure he names it, but it's something that I named. And it's a head and arm from the top, from the bottom, and you squeeze on it and you shuck that arm that's caught in between your arms. You shuck it over your head. You got to get really good at that. Or you could put the far side butterfly in and get some sweeps. So it's a very, very strong position. The actual position, the whole style I call prison guard, but the actual position is called homie control. And homie control is the mission control of prison guard. So I play it all the time. And watching Garry Tonon go to it over and over, did it to Cyborg. Cyborg was too big. It didn't really work on him. And then he did it on Buchecha. He kept trying. I'm like, I don't know if prison guard's going to work on a guy that has 100 pounds on you or something, but he kept going to it. So look out for Garry Tonon.
Yeah, it sounds like the kid's a beast. I love that. I love with all these new dudes are just coming up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the cool things about jiu-jitsu is that there's so many guys out there practicing it now.
Yeah. Cobrinha, the guy who won it all in the lightweight, he finally beat Rafa Mendes, man. Rafa Mendes won the last 2 years. He's virtually indestructible. Him and Cobrinha were in the finals again, and Cobrinha won. He pulled it out. A judge's decision at the end. They couldn't score any points on each other. They just canceled each other.
What do you think about those, though? Aren't those weird when the judges make a score? And
Yeah.
I have a real problem with that.
They just tried to take each other down, and they couldn't because they're not wrestlers. The wrestling is decent. They got to the ground briefly a couple times, and they went to double overtime, triple overtime. It went forever, and at the very end, 0-0, the ref makes the decision and gave it to Cobrinha. In Dean Lister's match against, I forget who he lost. There were so many matches, but I think it was Joao Assis. He put him in a triangle. He had him in a cinch triangle at the very end. And he was down by 2 points, maybe 3. I'm not sure on the points.
How did he do?
He did great. He had 4 or 5 heel hooks. He didn't win the gold medal in anything, but... So besides that, the tournament, Abu Dhabi ADCC is the most prestigious on the planet. If it wasn't for that tournament, I wouldn't be sitting here.